Good afternoon. My name is Erik Rivera, and I am a graduating senior from Harlem, New York, a psychology and philosophy double major. Before I get started, I must acknowledge and thank those who have supported me and empowered me to get to where I am today. So first and foremost, my two beautiful queens, my mother and my sister, my friends who became family. You all know who you are, and I cannot forget my fellow Black Dickinson scholars who together strive in the struggle to be successful within this space. I thank you, and I love you. About 4 years ago, we all heard our names called to walk across a stage that signified a transition into a new phase of our lives. Feelings of excitement, feelings of anxiety, feelings of growth and maturity, feelings of fear. All because of the thought-provoking question, what will happen? And now tomorrow, we may be faced with similar feelings of excitement, anxiety, growth and maturity, and fear because we are once again prompted with the same question, what will happen? Some of us may have somewhat of a clearer answer than others. Nonetheless, we are all still standing right before this question, not being able to see much further beyond it. Hesitation and complacency is likely when we cannot see ahead, which thus stifles us from taking one step further into the unknown. During my time at Dickinson, I have learned not to hesitate to move forward and not to be comfortable in complacency. In order to do that, I needed to be critical of the question before me, what will happen? And I realized that this question assumes that I currently do not have agency over what will happen. So, class of 2017, tomorrow as we put one foot in front of the other to walk across another stage and out of Dickinson College, I want to encourage you all, instead of asking what will happen, we should ask ourselves, what will we make happen? If I would have spent my years at Dickinson just pondering on what would happen next, my time here would have been terrible. My experiences would have been limited and my growth would have been stifled. When I came to Dickinson my very first semester, the time when my hair came barely past my shoulders, something in a bob or something, I thought that a path of opportunity and success would be laid out before me and that all I would have to do is just ride the wave of determinism, the whatever happens, happens way of living. Well, I was sure enough determined to have a subpar semester since I passively waited for the answers to the overarching question, what will happen, to just fall in my lap. If I were to succeed, particularly within this space, I needed to change my attitude and adjust my behavior in order to be more active in determining what's to come. I first came to this realization my second semester, after becoming a member of the most noble fraternity in the whole wide world, Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. A fire was lit up under me to achieve in every field of human endeavor. They taught me that this achievement would not just come to me, rather I must make it come about myself, for I am the master of my fate and the captain of my soul. So moving forward, I no longer ask myself what will happen, and instead ask, what will I make happen? During my sophomore and junior year, student activism was heightened on the campus of Mizzou and other colleges and universities. Students were speaking out on issues pertaining to diverse identities that exist within predominantly white institutions. These students didn't just wait for change to come about in order for them to be acknowledged or feel supported, and I couldn't either. So a couple of Dickinson students and I asked ourselves, what will we make happen? And the answer to that came through an iconic demonstration during CAP's giving, and a call to action with over 700 attendees, and a list of demands that caters to the needs of those who are marginalized, underrepresented, and silenced on this campus. And as a result, the college is now working on ways to increase those resources for all narratives, while the student liberation movement continues to be active in making things happen. Students making things happen. In the poem, What Will Happen, the poet states, making distinctions may be more helpful than any great talent. knowing which way to turn at corners, that little compass needle tipping inside your head. We are faced with forks in the road every day of our lives. And when it comes to making things happen, we should use that compass before moving forward. With each step that we take, we create our own path. When I answer the question, what will I make happen, I am determining my own future. And I know that all things are possible because I have knowledge of who I am and where I am in this world. I have the wisdom to discern in which direction to proceed and the understanding that I have the power to do so. Power, the ability to control my narrative. Agency, the ability to refine all within my control. Ashe.
Ashe.
The agency to bring my will into manifestation. I have the power, the agency to determine what will happen. This is the realization that I came to here. And for the students who remain on this campus, please realize that you too are powerful beyond measure. You have the agency to make the best of your experience and be the force to make effective change. Speak up, speak out. Be about that action. Build community, which is strongly recommended for the best results. But remember, graduation is the expectation. Ashe?
Ashe.
Class of 2017. As you navigate through life after Dickinson, you have the ability to determine what will happen next. If you are unsure about the next steps to take, reflect. Reflect on who you are and where you are. Reflect on what are the expectations you have for yourself and why do you have them. Asking what you expect from yourself will motivate you to fulfill those expectations. Asking why do you have them will gauge how meaningful and reasonable those expectations are to you. Once you figure that out, you will be able to discern what you are willing to make happen. So, seniors, class of 2017, whatever you are willing to make happen, let's make it happen. Ashe?
Ashe.
Ashe?
Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe.